Hello everyone. As yesterday we have discussed question based on differentiation of a given function form in which basic rules we have implemented. Now here we are having somewhat different category in which you have to check that given function is differentiable or not. In the beginning of this chapter I have told you the basic condition what it should be satisfied to be a function as a differentiable. Okay, so here the question is available, exercise 5.1 question number 9 and 10 both are of the same category. So here I am going to attend question number 9. Here what the question is, prove that the function fx modulus of x minus 1 for all values of x which are belongs to R is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. So let's start with the basic condition here. Here when you are going for evaluation of a derivation as a first principle you can say, so limit h tends to 0 f x plus h minus fx upon h we normally use. When particular value is available on which you have to check the differentiability, so we will check the form in terms of a. So here first of all at point x is equal to a, if you are going to be right, so f dash x you can write as limit h tends to 0 f a plus h minus fa upon h. Here selection of a plus h and a minus a depends on which limit point you are going to check derivative. If you are going for checking of left limit solution, so here you will concern a minus h, and here also on subtraction of these two you will develop minus h. If you are going for right limit evaluation, this will remain as such, means function a plus h you will evaluate, here also h will be considered. So now in order to check whether this given function is differentiable at given point, first we start with the left hand side limit solution. So here it will be f dash x limit h tends to 0 f. Now in place of a, now you have to check it 1. So here you will write 1, and as just now I told you that if you are going for left limit evaluation, here minus is to be introduced. This will remain as such at 1, and this is your minus h. Why this minus h is going to be produced? This is 1 minus h minus 1 means minus h. So this way your basic term is to be introduced. Now function value at 1 what you are getting? 1 minus 1 means in the main function you will substitute 1 as a x. So obviously it will turn to 0. This minus h is produced as 1 minus h and minus 1. So this way this minus 1 will come. So this is the basic form what we have to write. Now substitution of the respective function form. Function 1 minus h. So in place of x, first we will go for substitution of 1 minus h in modulus form. So this is 1 minus h in place of x, minus 1 already present. Function value at 1 you have turned is 0. This will be remain minus h. Inside this modulus 1 and minus 1 cut. So next step we will have limit h tends to 0 modulus of minus h minus 0 upon minus h. Here as this value is available inside the modulus form, so it will turn to the positive quantity on implementation of the modulus. 0 no need to write, and here it is minus h. So h will cut, and finally you will left with minus 1. So regarding the left limit solution, answer we are having is minus 1. Now we move towards the right hand side solution. Now in the same manner, you will treat for right hand side solution, limit evaluation. So that will also be your f dash x, but limit you will implement as per the right. Now here you will go for 1 plus h as you are concerned about the right hand side limit to evaluation. This is f1 upon h. Here also this h will be produced as 1 plus h minus 1, that means h. So this way direct you can write h. Now substitution of your function 1 plus h tends to 0. In place of x, now you will write 1 plus h minus 1 as such. Function value at 1 already we have evaluated, that was 0. Now here again inside it 1 will cancel. You will left as the modulus of h upon h. As it is being a modulus, obviously it will turn to a positive h. So h and h will cut. Finally this will give you solution is 1. So previously we have seen that in a left hand side limit point your evaluation value was minus 1. Here with reference to the right hand side limit point, your evaluation regarding the derivation is coming is 1, means these two are mismatched. That's why this given function is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. So what the conclusion we are having, that left limit solution of f dash x is not same as right hand side limit solution of f dash x. That's why given fx is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. In some of the cases it may be possible that both the solutions you are getting same, so you can conclude about the differentiability at the given point. So this was the theoretical concept you have to implement if it is being asked whether the given function is differentiable or not. So this was the theoretical concept. Now move to the next method of differentiation. Now in the next exercise we are having two type of question: derivative of inverse function and derivative of a complex form of the function, means x and y not possible to make separate in terms of each other. So that both type we are going to discuss here. Before that we list out the formula for inverse form. Now first we list out the formula. So differentiation of inverse trigonometrical terms. First of all, basic one, derivation of sine inverse x, that will be 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Relate with this one, we are having derivation of cos inverse x, so only minus is to be introduced. Your term will remain same. Third one, that is one of the important one, many time it will be used, differentiation of tan inverse, that will be 1 upon 1 plus x square. Next is a differentiation of cot inverse. So here again minus is to be produced. Next we will go for differentiation of sec inverse x, that will be 1 upon absolute of x under root x square minus 1. Here you will have one change, that inside the square root we are having first term of a x. Here it was not there. Here the second term it was x. So this is the difference in between you can keep in your mind. Now cosec inverse x, that is again minus modulus of x under root x square minus 1. So here you can see the terms in which identities are normally held, they are having differentiation as a just opposite of each other. As normally we are having identity in terms of sine and cos, so derivation of sine and cos are related but with the opposite sign. Here also we are having the identity in between tangent and cot, so here also they are differ by the negative sign. Identity in between sec and cos, so they are also different with the opposite sign. So this way, this all sign in all inverse term you have to keep in your mind while attending the question based on inverse form. What the formula or the method we have used while solution of the inverse function means chapter 2. So here also that theoretical concept it will be used. Formula what we have discussed about sine to theta, cos to theta, tan to theta, tan 3 theta. So everything please list out in your mind so you can implement whenever it is in need. Now here first we discuss a question type in which question is available in such a way that x or y not possible to write in terms of another. Means combined form we are having in terms of x and y. So how this type of questions are to be attended. In order to that, there are no particular method as per the equation will be available or as per the function will be available, you will move for. So in order to that, just to move to the exercise 5.3, look at question number 2. Your question is available with the normal linear form 2x plus 3y as a sine of y. Here it is very clear that your y or x not possible to make a separate. Means if you will make it separate, even though it will come in terms of one another. So as such, your function are to be treated for derivation. So nothing is to be written separate form. So write the differentiation with respect to x. Now when such type of equations you are going to solve and writing the derivative, so when you are going to write derivative of y term in any of the form, after writing the derivation of the main term along with the solution, write dy by dx. So whenever you will use y term and writing its derivation as a multiple form, dy by dx writing is compulsory. So here this is only the x term, so for x derivation is 1. Here also constant, for y also it will be 1, but being a y term, here dy by dx is to be right. For writing the derivation you can use y dash, y1, anything as per your conveniency. Here differentiation of sine term, it will be your cos of y, and being a y term, dy by dx you have to write. Now dy by dx we have to make separate and the another one make separate. So here it will be 2 plus 3 dy by dx cos of y dy by dx. This dy by dx term be shift over there. So it will be 2 cos of y dy by dx minus 3 dy by dx. Dy by dx you can take common here. Anyhow your answer should come in such a way that your dy by dx term get a separate. Now from here have a separation of dy by dx. So it will be 2 upon cos of y minus 3. After combining terms of dy by dx and any other form, if any trigonometrical form you can produce or any formula you can write, please go for that and try to write the shortest form if possible. Now, in the same order, we move to the next question, that is your question number 4. In fourth question, your expression is given as x into y square, tan of the x plus y. Here it is very clear that y and x terms are not possible to make separate. So as such, this equation you will treat for derivation. So differentiation with respect to x. First of all, look at this combination. Both are variable, x as well as y. So product rule here you will implement for writing differentiation. So first of all, we go for writing differentiation of x, keeping y as the first position. Second one, x you keep outside, write derivation of y. Secondly, differentiation of y square, it will be 2y, dy by dx compulsory to write. Differentiation of tan x, sec square x. Here also derivation of y you will write as dy by dx. Here derivation of x you will get 1, so it will be y. This will remain as such, x dy by dx. Here also 2y dy by dx. Nothing change on that side also. You can see none of the term is going for combine or cancel. So dy by dx, all the terms you get combined and other term you shift on one hand. So here you can see two terms on left hand side we are having as a dy by dx. So obviously this one we will shift here and this y you will shift over there. So here it will be x dy by dx plus 2y dy by dx minus dy by dx, that will be sec square x minus y. Now from this 3, dy by dx we can take common. X plus 2y minus 1, that will be sec square x minus y. Now dy by dx is to be separate out, so this term you can take as a denominator. So here dy by dx you will separate as sec square x minus y upon x plus 2y minus 1. So this way this type of questions are to be handled. We look at one more combination of this category, that is question number 7. In 7th one, your question is available as sin square x plus cos xy, and that is equal to a constant quantity k. Now sin square x as a x power n, first it is to be treated, means chain rule it will be implemented. Here also it is a combination of two function, first of all cos and then x y. So carefully we have to write the derivation over here. So differentiation with respect to x. So first of all, this sin square x you will treat as x power n. So it will be your 2 sin of x. Then you will write derivation of sin x as a multiple form. Next to that, differentiation of cos, this xy you will treat as a single term or as a theta. So derivation of this cos theta or cos xy you can write as first sin of xy, and then as a product form you will write differentiation of xy. Here direct also you can handle, but here I am writing in 2 steps. Derivative of constant, that is 0. Now 2 sine of x, differentiation of sine, it will be turned as cos of x. This minus sine xy you will keep as such. Now as this is a product of two variable, so again you will implement here product rule. So first y you are keeping as such, differentiation of x plus x you are keeping as such, dy by dx. Now implement here whatever you required. Here this sine 2 sin x cos x we can write as sine 2x minus sine xy. Differentiation of x it will be 1. This will be as such. Now multiply these two by sine xy and make separation of dy by dx term. Y you keep at the first position minus x sine of xy dy by dx. It is being a negative term, so it is better to shift this term on that side. So that will be your x sine xy dy by dx. We want separation of the term, that's why we are writing on this side. This side you keep as such, means no change in the sign, only placement we are changing. Here dy by dx is to be separate out, so this you make a divide over here. So this way your dy by dx will be separate out. So with different combination you can find out the solution regarding dy by dx if your expression is available with the combined form. Now we introduce how the inverse term can be differentiated. So somewhat method we have discussed in chapter 2, so almost the same step here we have to follow. Only one change you will have, that after writing the final answer form, derivation will also be required. So just look at one question form, so you will have some idea that how these questions are to be attended. As your question number 9 is available as sine inverse 2x 1 plus x square. Here none of the range is available, so direct we will go for the solution. Now as we are treating with the sine inverse term, so here look at this combination, what you can substitute as a x. So this is your 2x upon 1 plus x square. So if you substitute x as a tan theta, it will generate the formula of sine 2 theta. So here x we are going to suppose as tan theta. So from this combination it can be decided that what we will go for substitution. Here theta you can write as tan inverse x, afterwards it will be required. Now go for substitution. 2 tan of theta 1 plus tan square theta. This is the formula of sine 2 theta in terms of tangent we have studied before. This is sine 2 theta form. Now here sine inverse, you can, because range is not available, in some of the cases range will be available, so you have to check it out whether this 2 theta is under the range or not. So here direct you can implement your inverse over there, means 2 theta will separate out. Theta we have written as 2 tan inverse x. This is y only. Now this is the conversion of the question, but here we have to write the derivation with respect to x. So this function you will treat for writing the differentiation. So differentiate with respect to x. So dy by dx to differentiation of tan inverse, it is 1 upon 1 plus x square. So finally dy by dx you will have is 2 upon 1 plus x square. So this way inverse functions are to be treated.